Well, this is it. We have come to the final video of our 12-week journey, and I have sincerely had a wonderful time, and I hope you have too. I hope you've had a good time writing your novel. I hope you've had a ball, and I hope that you have taken away some pearls that you can use from this journey in other life journeys you may undertake after we say goodbye. So, the first thing we need to do is stand back and admire our work. Let's congratulate ourselves. You might want to put this video on pause and get your favorite celebratory beverage of choice. At the moment, mine is water with easy lemon, because I like a lot of lemon in my water, and I'm a low maintenance girl. I just do not feel like I'd have to chop up and squeeze way more lemons than I want to chop up and squeeze. Having me some water. Here's to you. Here's to us. Salud. Now what? First, we congratulate ourselves. Second, and that there are all kinds of options. The first being, do nothing. You don't have to do anything with this novel. Perhaps you engaged this journey because you thought it would be fun. You thought it was something that you'd like to try. You had never tried it before. And you're like, cool, I did it. End of story. And that's terrific. And that's enough. That's more than enough. So congratulations on being comfortable with that. If you want to do something with your novel, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm having readers look at it, as I explained earlier this week. That's all I'm doing with it at this point. Ultimately, I would like to publish this novel. And when I say ultimately, I don't mean 5 years from now, probably within the next couple of months or within the next month. But before I do that, because this has been a very new experience for me, even though I've written 9 nonfiction books, I know I can write. I know I can tell a good story in writing. What I'm not 100% clear on is to what degree I can create a plot such that it is one where readers can suspend disbelief and truly go on an entertaining journey. I need some feedback on that. I have revised the plot. I have completed the novel, and I am sending it out to my readers. My stretch goal was yesterday, Friday. Today is Saturday. It's going out Monday because I want the rest of the weekend to make it as clean as I can possibly make it. The third option is to publish it. 3A, if you want to go trade publish, you will need literary agent representation. What I would do is go on the internet. It's all there. Anybody who's reputable, anybody who sold stuff, they're going to have a nice website. It's going to be well organized. They're going to show you the whole stable of authors. Okay, they're going to be pictures on there. They're going to show you who they represent, what they've sold. It's not going to be a mystery. But you just don't want to Google literary agents. So any novel or novels that you've read that you've enjoyed, okay, that were page turners that impressed you, whatever, for whatever reason, 100% of all authors who have a literary agent always thank them in the acknowledgments. Always. In this case, so you read a novel that you like, you check the acknowledgments, the author 100% of the time will thank their literary agent. That's how they got the contract for the book that you're reading. All right. And if they want to continue to get those contracts, they're going to thank their literary agency. You get 10, 12 names of agents based on these books that you like, all right, because that's how you're going to know. They can sell something that's good, that's high quality. Then you go online and you Google them. If they don't have a website, as far as I'm concerned, gone. Okay, I need this digital presence that that tells me who they are and what they do and what they sell. Okay, if they haven't taken the time to do that, I'm just not interested. Okay, it's just too easy to research people who have taken the time to do that. They're going to have an FAQ and they're going to have submission guidelines. Read the FAQ, okay, and it's going to answer all your questions, frequently asked questions. What kind of projects they represent? Some only do children's books, some only do horror, some look at everything, some do memoirs, some do only business books, some what do they represent? Okay, and right there, that might take them out of the running, because if you're writing horror and they don't represent horror, there you go. Or if you're writing uh, uh, children's fantasy and they don't represent children's fantasy, they're out of the running. If they represent what you write, they stay in the bucket of possibility. And then you look at their submission guidelines, and they will tell you very clearly. The ones that don't tell you very clearly, get rid of them. All right. So that's how you narrow it down. I mean, again, it's like ask the work. You go to the website, and is it clear? Are they selling stuff? Do they have a stable of authors that whose work you respect or admire? Do they make it easy for you to submit to them? Do they have some kind of like an attitude, like we're above it all? Or do they say, we know we're not the final arbiters of what's good literature, it's all subjective, but here's what we like, and here's what we'd like you to do when you submit to us, and we will get back to you in 8 weeks, and we get back to you in 6 weeks. But here, because you want to deal with people who are going to treat you with humanity, not people who are self-involved. So that's what I would do. I was like, ooh, I really like this book. Go to the acknowledgement. Who's the agent? Okay, go to the website. Ooh, I like what this agent has to say. This agent, I'm not feeling them. They're very picky about these people. They say they look at anything and they'll get back to you in 8 weeks. Why? Because the smart agents, okay, in this era of disruption in publishing, you don't know when the next big thing's coming from. Okay, everybody talks about E.L. James' book and had all these typos. It wasn't well written. Woman has sold bazillions of copies. She's made millions of dollars. They made a movie out of it. Okay, so you never know, right? What the next big thing? Nobody knows. Okay, everybody said children don't read. Well, after J.K. Rowling, everybody and their brother, children's books have just exploded. So you basically have to use your senses and your wits and your intellect and your emotional intelligence as an adult. Look at the website, feel they're credible, but what kind of vibe are you getting? And then you apply. B, if you want to go self-publishing, there are no rules. You do whatever the hell you want. And I've just named some examples. So the Red Tent, 50 Shades of Grey. There are many ways to self-publish your book. But I'm gonna tell you, this is how I do it. Okay, and I'm just one of a bazillion writers out there. I'm just a low maintenance girl. Paper I find is very slow. It's not forgiving. I can publish a novel today in my living room, 5 minutes. There's no intermediary, and uh, if I and then I usually buy a copy, even though you can preview it online if you just publish directly to an e-reading platform. I always buy a copy of my book because I want to see how readers are going to experience. And 100% of the time, I will come across something like a teeny oops. I mean, I edit as much as I can. I've hired editors, but I was just reading a book by J.K. Rowling. No, no joke, and I love her. I love her Roger Galbraith's mystery series books. There was a typo in it. It happens. We're only human. So you think about all of the resources that woman has, right? And there's still a typo in her book. So 100% of the time, I read my book 2 months later, and I find, if not a typo, I was like, that's a clunky sentence. How did I miss that? Well, because I'm a human being and I miss things. All right. When I published a paper, I had to call the people who were publishing me. I had to contact them. I had to, explain where the typo was. I mean, it just went on and on. And then I had to get in the queue with 8,000 other authors, and then I had to pay them money. Okay. And then I had to wait 3 or 4 or 5 weeks before they could upload it and blah, blah, blah. And 3 months later to change a sentence to paper. In my living room, I said, oh, that's kind of clunky. I can get out of the bed from reading the clunky sentence. I can walk over to my computer. I can go to my Amazon Kindle account, author platform. Okay. I can go to the the my upload document, make the change in the manuscript, load it back onto Kindle, hit the button. My book doesn't come off the market. The previous iteration is there. I mean, there's like 8,000 million reasons. I can do a whole video session on why I publish only to ebook. Okay. Not to mention getting, you get paid faster. I mean, it just, all right, that's how I do it. I like working with people who make it easy for me to do business with them. And it doesn't cost me a dime to publish to the Amazon platform. I do work with a graphic designer to make my covers because I want to have control of my covers. But truthfully, if you don't know a graphic designer, or you don't want to work, or you don't have a dime in your bank account, but you know the greatest currency you have, and that's to quote J.K. Rowling when she gave her Harvard University commencement speech, which that she had faith in her abilities, a typewriter, and a big idea, honey, and that's all she needed to start her life again from what she calls rock bottom, as being the strongest platform from beginning again. So even if you don't have a dime in your pocket, like J.K. Rowling didn't when she was writing Harry Potter, you can go to Amazon today. You just load up your manuscript. They have something called cover generator. They create a cover for you. They don't charge for it. When people start buying your book, that's when they get paid, and that's when you get paid. What's not to like? I am going to publish my book, but I don't know what I have yet. It's done. That's what I promised in this video, was a process whereby you would have a ball writing your next novel, and I'm satisfied that I did that. I feel like I want to sing that song that Carol Burnett sang at the end of her comedy schedule. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh. And then I think she says, or sing a song. We're not singing, but or write a book. Option number four, after you finish your first novel, having a ball writing your first novel, is start your second one. If you want a career as a writer, as a novelist in particular, while you have already flexed this muscle, it's just like going to the gym. You know, you can go to the boot camp and you can get all nice and tight and buff, but if you don't maintain that, if you're not in the gym at least, 3, 4 days a week, maintaining what you have invested so much energy in acquiring, it all becomes flabby and you're not buff anymore. You spent 12 weeks flexing this muscle. If, and that's okay if you're not, but if you are a person watching this video series and you want a career as a novelist, you need to continue to get yourself in the gym, if you will. You need to continue uh, practicing writing a novel, and the way you do that is to simply write a novel. So write your next one. So while if you even if you're getting it published, uh, you're self-publishing it, or you're looking for agents, or in my case, if you're having people give you additional feedback, while that's happening, jump on the next one. I am going to start, or actually continue, the process of writing my second novel now that my head is cleared from this plot. So that's how you do it. And now that you already have the momentum, it's a lot easier to maintain momentum than it is to gear up into it, right? Because then you have to overcome that initial inertia. It's just like a car engine. When you're already on the highway and you put, pedal to the metal, your car takes off. But when you're starting from zero, it takes a little while for the engine to go. It's the same concept. And I hope you've had a ball, because I have. And thank you so much for joining me.